What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at the two new characters, and that's going to be Dazzler and Thane. We are still on the APK, or the pre-update version of the game, so everything you see here is still subject to change and can change from now until the live version. This video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Content Creator Club. So with that out of the way, we can go ahead and take a look at the characters here. And I apologize if you hear any banging or stomping. I'm having my roof replaced right now, so I do have some roofers up there. They're going to be here all day. I'm just trying to find a little bit of a quiet time to record, and it sounds like they are hopefully taking a break right now. They're still walking around up there, but anyway, if you hear anything, that's what's going on. So here is Dazzler. Of course, she is a mutant, and she is going to be acquired from the X Gene Selector. So yeah, or the X Gene subscription. So both of these characters are going to be paywall characters. If we go over here and check the location, monthly deal, get 20 X Genes daily. And then if we go back over here and go to Thane, we will see the opposite thing, is he will be in the bio sub. So yeah, both of them are paywall. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Thane, luckily you can unlock free if you want to via the Future Pass. So the Future Pass on the normal will have 30 biometrics for him, so very similar to what they did with Red She-Hulk. So you can unlock him that way. If you decide to rank him up, with a rank up ticket and then a Mega Tier 2 ticket, you can get him without getting the subscription. So that is one way to get him. But for both of these characters, I'm actually a little underwhelmed with them. So I'm kind of surprised that both of them are paywall characters, because they don't really seem up to snuff for a paywall character. I mean, that might just be me, might just be the APK is not making them look very good, just because maybe the cards, the stats and stuff here. But right now, I'm just not too impressed with them in terms of like their damage. Their skill animation looks pretty cool. Their skill rotations are for both of them are a little bit wonky and not very fluid or smooth to play, so it kind of takes you out of the immersion. So found that to be kind of a negative on them as well. So yeah, a few things that I'm just not too happy with in terms of their play style. But anyway, let's just go ahead and take a look at the characters before I kind of get into that a little bit more, because we will show them in World Boss Ultimate, so I can, kind of show you what I'm talking about. So I did kind of put Urus on both of them to get them ready for a CTP of Rage, because I am going to be trying them both out with the CTP of Rage, which I have not tried yet. So I've only tested them so far with a CTP of Energy before starting this recording. So maybe I'll be a lot more impressed with them with the CTP of Rage. But as of right now, the CTP of Energy wasn't impressing me too much, just in terms of damage. Seemed a little light compared to some of the other characters I've been using on the APK at least. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at her skills here. So her tier 2 passive is going to be a new one. It's going to apply to all mutant allies, so she's going to be a support. It's going to ignore a dodge by 70%, and then we have a new kind of modifier here, which is increased damage dealt to boss types by 65%. So that's actually a really big boost, 65%. And boss types, I'm just assuming, is going to be World Boss Ultimate and Giant Boss Raid, since they have the word boss in the title. Some other games, they consider PvP, everyone you fight in PvP to be considered bosses. I don't think that's going to be the case here, so it may or may not apply in PvP, just depending on the the typing of boss in this game here. But other games that I've played where they have like elite / boss type enemies, anyone you fight in PvP is considered to be one of those elite kind of characters. So I'm just curious to see if that works here. I don't think it'll work, but I'm just putting that out there in case it does. The first skill, it's going to have an 80% chance to miss for 5 seconds. So she has that, or 0.5 seconds. So she has that on a lot of skills, that chance to miss, which is kind of interesting. I guess it can help her out while she's using this skill, because she isn't super protected in her skill rotation. So that's going to be the first skill. Second skill is the same thing. And then the third skill here, we have some buffs going on. We have a heal for 15% of her max HP. We have some all defense, all attack by 35%, and crit rate by 35%. So a nice little buff there. And then the fourth skill, we have a 35% increase to all attack. Fifth skill, we have, this one has a 100% chance to miss instead of just an 80% chance. And then it's going to have invincibility for 5 seconds. So that's going to be her main way of protecting herself. Let's see, her passive here from 4-star is she's immune to silence and blind. And then actually silence and blind, that might be pretty good for ABX, because that blind right there. because she is a blast type, right? If I remember, yeah, she's a blast type, so yeah, that could be good. Leadership is just a crit rate leadership. It's actually, I think, the first one for a blast character to have a crit rate leadership, so that's kind of interesting. We have Power of Angry Hulk on her, and I already showed that we have a CTP of energy. Here's her stats. She has 47% ignore defense. She has 48% skill cooldown, so she's pretty much maxed on those. And then her crit rate's at 47% and her dodge is at 29%. So when I switch over to a rage, those are still, her crit rate's going to be capped, but her dodge is going to still be a little bit low, so it might not be the best showing with rage, but hopefully it'll get us a good idea of what she will be like on a CTP of rage. So that's what Dazzler is looking like. So let's go ahead and hop into a little bit of gameplay, and then we can show off her skills a little bit. Alright, so actually I decided to hop into the skill preview here because I did start up a recording fighting Cole Obsidian there, and he wasn't very cooperative in letting me show off her skills, or at least explain them when I was going through them. So let's go ahead and take a look at her skills here first. So her first skill, she kind of just shoots some, looks almost like fireworks out of her hands there. And then the second skill, she does kind of pop up some, you know, disco balls there, and it just starts shocking the enemies or blinding the enemies. It is an iframe for pretty much the whole skill, so that's nice. And then the third skill, we'll save that one for last because it actually affects her other skills. The fourth skill right here, she punches them a little bit, then dashes around on the rainbow, and then blasts them some more. And then the fifth skill, we have very similar to Emma Frost's fifth skill. She just kind of has an explosion around her of all the light energy that she has. So pretty cool. And then the third skill right here, we pop this, she gets a disco ball, and then as long as she's in this circle here, her other skills are amplified. So her first skill, as you can see now, it summons extra little balls of energy there that just shoot at the enemy, so that's new. The second skill, oh, let's get our buff going up here again. And then the second skill, we just have more explosions with more AoE, which is pretty nice. And then the fourth skill, she has more explosions. Well, there you go. You can see it kind of shoots like stars and stuff out of there and hits the enemies, so really cool. A lot of extra damage here from using the third skill. And then the fifth skill, she gets some clones around her after images, and then they all do the fifth skill with her. So as long as you're in here, you're going to be getting a lot more damage, so you definitely want to try to time your attacks when you're inside this circle here. So the skill rotation that I like to use for her, or I've been trying, because it seems like the best way to get the most damage out of her, is we use the third skill, and then we go into the fifth skill, and then we cancel the fifth skill and go into the fourth skill. And for some odd reason, every time I do my first fifth skill, when this third skill gets activated, the illusions don't appear. But if you cancel it out pretty quickly, the illusions, as you can see, will still be there, so you can cancel quickly after the third skill is up, but for some reason it'll only be on the second skill rotation, or you have to wait quite a bit of time. So there you go, for it to work. So I'm not sure if that's just like a little bit of a bug going on where it doesn't register right away or something like that, but yeah, that's kind of the skill rotation I like to use. And then use the second skill for the iframe to stall a little bit longer, but then after that you're running around waiting for the fifth skill to come back, so you have a lot of downtime. So that's one of my complaints about her kind of rotation. You don't really have anything else to really fill in while you're waiting for the skill rotation to come off. So you have like a good 3 or 4 seconds that you're kind of running around waiting for your skills to come back. So now let's go ahead and hop into the fight against Cole Obsidian. So here we are at Cole Obsidian stage 45, since that's the highest we have. I've got Gladiator and Shuri here for support. No particular reason, just a leadership and a support for her is what I was looking for. And she has her own support, so we're pretty much using the triple buff here, lead and double support. So let's see what kind of damage we can do against Cole Obsidian here. So we're going to hop in and start off with the third skill. Get that up, do the fifth skill, then go right into the fourth skill. But again, as you can see, we didn't get those extra benefits from the fifth skill and the disco ball on that one. And then you kind of run around a little bit here, boom, and now we can see some of her damage, which again, it looks okay with the bar moving, but it just doesn't seem very impressive to me. That time we actually missed the damage proc, so ignore that one. But yeah, the damage just doesn't seem super impressive to me on Dazzler here. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, she's still doing decent damage, but it's nothing too crazy. And I keep waiting too long on that 5th skill because I want to get the extra effects, but again, it never happens the first time I use it, so... yeah, so overall, I don't know. Her skill rotation is just a little weird to try to get the most damage out of her. I mean, the skills look cool and everything, but get back in the circle here. There we go. That was a little bit better. Yeah, that was a little bit better for the damage. Come on. There we go. Yeah, but overall, I mean, we're on stage 45, so I'd expect a little more from her because she is level 70. We do have a 200% proc on her. I have all sorts of stuff on her, like built up. So I mean, she's pretty built up. She's got a lot of boosts going on in terms of the team up. So I don't know. To me, this just seems a little underwhelming. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you think this looks okay, considering it's the APK. So maybe when I get a hold of her on my accounts, the damage is going to look a lot better. But we still have to try her with the CTP of Rage, and we'll see what that looks like. But right now, CTP of Energy, I don't know, I'm just not super impressed. I think she might mainly be a support character for mutants. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. A support that could do a little bit of damage if your main DPS dies towards the end of the fight, but besides that, yeah, I'm not too sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and switch over to the Rage and see if we get a lot more damage out of her. Alright, so we're back over here at Coal Obsidian. We have a Rage equipped on her, and it got her to max crit rate, and then she was only at 56%, or yeah, 56 or 46 actually. Dang it, I already forgot. 56 or 46. I'll put a correction here on what it actually is for her dodge. So dodge not maxed. But still, let's see what kind of damage we can do with the Rage on her. So we'll switch on over. Pop up that 3rd skill. Here we go. Is the Rage going to trigger? That would be nice. Thank you. Oh, Blade Twisters, run away. Alright, so far we haven't really gotten any of our skills to actually go off with the Rage. Ooh, that looks a little bit better. Look at that damage. Okay. Can the Rage actually activate when I'm doing my 5th and 4th skill? Because that would be fantastic. There we go. Alright, so what kind of damage we getting here? That didn't look super high. It looked like the first skill is doing more damage. Oh, there we go. Alright. Blast him. Boom, boom. Yeah, the 2nd skill is doing more damage. Oh, the 2nd skill is actually hitting pretty hard. Okay, interesting. Damage is definitely better, but we'd expect that. Not sure if it's that much better, though. It's better, but not much. Yeah, I don't know. The damage is not looking to be enough of a boost for me to want to put a CTP of Rage on her. I mean, definitely damage is more consistent now, but yeah, not super impressed with the Rage. Maybe we need to try with some all defense down. That might save her a little bit here. Yeah, the damage is still looking a little bit light. Alright, you know what? Let's try her with all defense down strikers and see what happens here with that. So we can just pop on over with right here. There we go. Alright, yeah, let's see if that helps out her damage even more. Alright. Last little try here, and then we will move on over to Thane. Alright, there we go. Buff up. There we go. Boom, boom. Get that going. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's looking better. Yeah, there we go. That all defense down is helping. I mean, it should. But, yeah, it's definitely helping. Yeah, so it looks like with some all defense down, she can actually hit pretty hard. Actually, how much faster is it? She hits a little bit harder. But we're probably already at the point of him shrugging off the all defense down, just because we have 0 resist on the APK here, so don't really have a way to get that all defense down to last longer. But yeah, I mean, it definitely helps, so you probably want to use an all defense down striker with her, but overall, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it for her on her damage, and even the survivability. It seems a little tough to keep her alive as well. Just a few hits. She does have the heal, but I don't know, it's just that downtime between skills. Maybe I need to find a different skill rotation for her or something, but I don't know. That one just seemed like the best in terms of getting the most skills off to time with your damage proc. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about Dazzler in the comments below. If you're excited about her, if you're going to get her right away, if you think she's going to do a lot better on the live server than the APK here, that it's just my account here on the APK. But now let's go ahead and move over to Thane. So here we are with Thane. Same kind of build that I had on Dazzler. We have a CTP of energy on him to start off, and then I have him prepped and ready to go for a CTP of rage when we switch on over. He has power of Angry Hulk on him, and now let's go ahead and take a look at his skills. So his tier 2 passive is going to be increase skill and bonus damage 30 and 25%, and decrease all damage received by 30%. So very similar to kind of Thanos a little bit there. First skill, nothing too special on that in terms of the text, nothing on the second skill. The third skill, we have a new kind of like time freeze mechanic there with that amber eyes. So it basically looks like time freeze. They just turn golden and get frozen in place. He does have some all defense down here, which stacks up to minus 50%, so that's pretty nice. And then he has a 30% max HP heal, which he definitely needs, so that helps him keep him alive. And then he has damage immunity for 5 seconds. The fourth skill here, he has an increase for all attack, all defense, 30%, crit rate by 30%. And then the fifth skill, he has invincibility, and he also has incapacitation, so he'll remove active buffs from target, and some more amber eyes, which will be for 3 seconds on this one, which is quite nice, and ignore dodge by 20%. His passive is going to be penetration, basically, so 70% chance to penetrate everything, but it's on a cooldown, so when attacking it'll activate for 5 seconds, and then you're on a 10-second cooldown, so you're going to have this active half the time you are fighting. So 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. His leadership here is a standard debuff lead, where he removes all debuffs for 12 seconds, and then it's on a 25-second cooldown, except he also has some all attack there, so a little bit more like Silver Surfer's leadership, so 25% all attack. So you can use him in Master Mold if you want to use him there, and of course for PvP as another lead to try out. In terms of if he's going to be good in PvP, I don't really think he's going to be. That Amber Eyes is nice, but everyone runs the debuff lead, and then his main source of damage is going to be the fourth skill, because I think that was the only one that had iframe on it. Let's go ahead and hop into the skill preview so I can show off the skills without having a world boss kind of hunting me down. So the first skill, yeah, it was just kind of a slash there, and then you get the iframe at the very end. Second skill, oh, it does have a brief iframe at the start of the second skill. So I guess that could be used, and then that what silences them, and it'll probably guard break them. Okay. And then the third skill that has the all defense down just kind of shoots out this string of amber here, and then as soon as it blows up, that's when the all defense down is applied. So on the explosion, not the initial part right here. So that means you can actually time it with your next attack quite nicely. The fourth skill is the iframe that I was talking about. He jumps up and just kind of slashes the ground there, and then just boom, big explosion. So that skill is actually really cool. I like that skill. And then the fifth skill, it's not an iframe. He gets that invincibility, and then he also amberizes them and just kind of punches the ground, and you get some AoE damage. So that's why I don't really see him being too strong in PvP, even though it seems like his skills in terms of what they do might be more towards PvP. But anyway, that's what his skills look like. Let's go ahead and check out his details real quick, and then we'll hop into World Boss Ultimate. So we have his Ignore Defense maxed out. His skill cooldown is a little bit light there, actually, so I might need to get that up. I don't know if I have any Uru slots. And then we have a little bit of dodge and a little bit of crit rates. So yeah, I do have a slot there, so I can get some more skill cooldown. So I might tweak that a little bit, see if I can get some more skill cooldown on him, and then maybe some more crit rates. But then we'll go ahead and hop into World Boss Ultimate. Alright, so here we are back at Call Obsidian onto the same stage, using the same team in terms of leadership and support, except just swapping out for Thane. Thane is a physical damage dealer in terms of his typing, but if you looked at his skills, they all said energy damage, so he's one of those characters that has his physical damage converted into energy damage, so that's why we're going against Call Obsidian here instead of Proxima. So let's go ahead and take those out and hop in. Alright, so for Thane, I like to try to proc on the 4th skill, because that one seems to have the most damage and kind of like the most hits. So what we do is we hop on over, do the 3rd skill, launch that out, go into the 4th skill, so when that explosion happens, we get that all defense down. Then we hop into the 5th skill, and then we get all of that buffs going on. It was a little bit late there because I was kind of just talking about it, but let's go ahead and reset our skill rotation here. So 3, boom, go into 4, get our proc. We get our proc a little bit late there, go into 5 for the protection, let that go 3 and 4 again. It gets pretty tight because, as you can see, the 5th skill is on a 9-second cooldown, so you're going to have to kind of run around and stall for a little bit. And that 3rd skill, when you shoot out the Amber, for some reason really likes to proc my Obelisk, or my CTP here. So it's kind of hard to keep his skill rotation consistent, even though his cooldowns are low enough on the 4th skill to kind of keep that going. So that is one thing that's a little bit annoying. You gotta be really quick on that one. Alright, so there we go. Hop on in. Actually, no, his 3rd skill is on an 8-second cooldown, wasn't it? So that might be what's throwing things off. Yeah, so 3rd skill is throwing things off. The 4th skill is fine. And I think we're frozen here. Of course we are. Can we unfreeze? Thank you. You can see that heal is really nice, though. His damage is better than Dazzler's, but not by much, and he already has all defense down. So again, just not too impressed with these new characters in terms of their damage. Their skill animations look cool. They have some pretty cool skill effects, but besides that, they're just not packing a punch. I don't know, maybe I'm just underestimating them or something. Maybe they're actually doing better than I'm giving them credit for, but I mean, this is stage 45, and they're just really slow at doing any kind of damage here to Call Obsidian, so that's why I don't know, I just feel like they just don't hit very hard. Everything else about them is pretty nice, except of course the timing for the skill rotation, because it seems like they're more prone for having a CTP of Rage in terms of keeping their skills in check. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think of Thane, if I'm, again, just underselling the characters, but so far, the 2 new characters I'm not very impressed with. All of the uniforms, though, I've been impressed with, especially Black Bolt and Medusa, because I was able to play with them in World Boss Ultimate. They seemed really good. Kamala Khan and Iceman, of course, I haven't been able to actually play with in World Boss Ultimate, but the uniforms themselves look really nice. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of damage they actually do. So now we're going to go ahead and swap out and put a CTP of Rage onto Thane and see how he does with that. Alright, so we're back with the CTP of Rage. Wasn't able to really get his stats actually very high, so he only has 68% crit rate and 46% dodge, so definitely a lot of room for improvement here for his stats for the Rage. So if I get the dodge up especially, then he will be hitting a lot harder, so keep that in mind. This is definitely not a maxed out Rage kind of build here, but we can just see what he does. So I just kind of want to do this and then hop into the 4th skill, because you can cancel the 5th skill to get more damage. So, we got frozen. So we can go ahead and do this, punch the ground, and then go into the 4th skill, and we still get both of the explosions from the 5th skill. Okay. Let's do that. Freeze in place. Yeah, one thing is he gets guard broken very, very easily, so I would really like to have some super armor or guard break immunity on him, because that would probably help out. But so far I'm just not seeing a very big boost in damage. It'd be nice if the rage activated though. We are frozen again. These blade twisters are so annoying when you're trying to test a character. I mean, they're annoying in general, but more annoying when you're just trying to see what a character can do, because they just interrupt skill rotations and just mess up everything for you. Yeah, the damage still seems pretty low. It almost seems like, we're gonna die here. It almost seems like he did better with a, oh, we didn't die, with a CTP of energy. Because the damage looks pretty much the same to me. I might even just want to put like seems to be a destruction on him just to get that guard break immunity. But yeah. Again, it's just I'm just not very impressed with him. I don't know why. Just playing both Thane and Dazzler, it just doesn't feel like the characters are very strong. It's not feeling like they have an impact when I'm fighting Call Obsidian here, or when I'm using them so far in PvE content. So I don't know. Let me know what you think of the characters. Right now I'm kind of on the fence if I even want to get them on my main accounts. I don't know if I'm gonna get the subscriptions just to get these two characters. Well, then I could get for free, or at least unlock for free, but then I'd have to use a mega tier 2 on him, which I don't know if I'm feeling that. He just doesn't seem worth it to me right now. They might need to get a little bit of a buff in their damage. But again, I guess I do need to just see what they're like on my live account. It could just be the APK making them look a little underwhelming to me, because it doesn't have like the same stats that I have on my main account. But anyway, let me know what you think of these two characters. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong about that? Do you think a little bit of both? But yeah, that's going to be it for this one here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.